What was the gist of Rhamondre?
He basically said, if I don't hold on to the ball, they don't need me. And so, Dan, I'm charting the plays, and he loses the fumble, the second lost fumble. He played 2 snaps, and by my count, the rest of the game. They went with Travion Henderson and Antonio Gibson. So to his point, I mean, when you have the ball in your hands, you hold with you the fate of the entire team. And that action where they only had him on the field for 2 snaps the rest of the game speaks to their shaken confidence in his ability to hold on to the ball, Dan. And of course, this goes back to last year when he had the same problem. So you mentioned Mike Vrabel's answer to the question. You could tell he was wrestling with it because he doesn't want to be a prisoner of the moment. Rhamondre was so great last week, but that can't continue. And just to add one thing, Dan, they were talking about the 5 turnovers, that it's hard to win. The last time the Patriots won a game when they turned the ball over 5 times, 2006 in Chicago. Credit to Aaron Salkin of Patriots Media
Chad
Relations.
Graff had the 2008, the last time they had 5, so they lost that game. So, again, it usually will kill you. Let's listen now to what Rhamondre had to say.
Coach Vrabel was in there talking like, we need you. Those are his words. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I appreciate it, but I got to hold on the ball for to have value and, put value on this team. So if I can't hold the ball, they don't need me.
There you go. That says it in a nutshell. If I have value, I have to hold on to the ball. I will say this, Mike. After the second fumble, I watched Rhamondre with my binoculars. He went over to the sidelines, and it was almost one of those, like a pitcher having a no-hitter at a game. Nobody went near him. And then all of a sudden, Morgan Moses comes over, literally grabs him by the shoulder pads, and started talking to him. And Rhamondre started looking around, like almost like a kid, like he maybe didn't want to hear it, whatever. But whatever Moses was saying, he was right in his face saying this, this, and this, which is good to see out of the leadership.
So you mentioned that to me, Dan, and then as your teammate, I went into the locker room and asked Morgan Moses what he was saying to Rhamondre Stevenson in that moment. And he said, like, we're going to need you, and don't put your head down. And Morgan Moses was explaining, like, that's being a teammate. That's a brotherhood. And so all the personalities and the dynamics of the locker room, I think that's one thing Morgan Moses brings to the team, trying to uplift a guy who clearly didn't have his best day and played a large role in, unfortunately, the team not having the result.
Just a final quick note before we go to break, Mike. Hunter Henry, who had a monster of a game for the Patriots with, 8 receptions for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns. He went off after one series and was testing his leg. Remember, he was down, came off. Then he was jumping on his leg and trying to figure it out. Mike Vrabel went over to him, and they were talking, and then Vrabel walked away. Whatever he said, Henry started laughing, laughing out loud, went back out of the field, caught another touchdown catch. So he gutted his way. He was scheduled to come to the podium, not speaking. I assume he's getting treatment. But he gutted his way through this one of those examples of leadership on this team.
So he moves into 3rd place all-time on the Patriots' all-time list for tight end receptions, passing Marv Cook only. Rob Gronkowski and Ben Coates ahead of him. I mean, he's a gamer, and I think, Dan, you made the point. Look, this was very disappointing for the Patriots. You get what you deserve in this game. You turn it over 5 times. You don't deserve to win. But there were quite a few good things for a young team to build on in the game. And I think you saw Hunter Henry, Drake Maye. That connection is certainly one of them.
If they get a win over Carolina, 2-2 after 4 games, I think Pats fans would take that as they go on that 3-game trip. So, next week, again, one of those critical games.